Miss Greases, it's me, Cara, and today we're gonna be talking about my suicide. What is it? Suicide? Oh my god, I can't even talk. I'm a suicide survivor. So my suicide survivor story. I'm gonna try not to smile on here. I smile because I smile a lot when I'm nervous. So if I'm smiling on here, it's not because I think it's funny what I did. I don't think it's funny what I did. But if I'm smiling on here, it's because I don't want to look serious the whole time, the whole video, like this. I don't want to look like this. And plus I smile when I'm nervous. So just let y'all know. So don't be like, why is she smiling? Why is she talking about this? That's why. So anyway, my first time I tried to take my life, it was in 2010. So in 2010, I think I was 22, 23. I was young. And I took like at least 7 meds, like 7 pills, not 7 meds, 7 pills. I think I remember the name of the pills too, but let's not get into that. So anyway, I don't know. Oh my god, this is gonna be weird because I smile all the time. It's gonna be weird talking about something serious and I'm smiling. But I went to the hospital and they kept me overnight. But I was like, after the night was over, I was like, can I get discharged? And they were like, are you going to do it again? I'm like, no, I'm not going to do it again. I'm not going to do it again. Which at the time I had thought I wasn't going to do it again. So they let me go because it was my first time ever doing that. I don't know, like I hated my life in my 20s. So I was just doing stuff to escape the pain that I was going through. I was going through a lot. I think my parents got their divorce finalized. I was in a bad relationship. What else was going on? I had nothing to look forward to, and I had nothing to look forward to. But I just hated my life. I thought it was boring, and I felt alone. So the second time was in 2014. That's when they kept me, and they're like, you're staying in the hospital for 7 days or more. And I flipped out. I had a panic attack. I flipped out on the security. The security had to come in and calm me down. They had to give me a shot to calm me down because I was acting. See, I was unstable. So I was acting very unstable. And so the shot calmed me down and it made me actually fall asleep. After I ate, I fell asleep. And then, it was sad because my mom was crying. My dad was in the room with me too. So it was my dad and my mom. My mom's sweet. She's sweet. She don't like to see her kids in any pain, whether it's physical or emotional. Like my mom, no, she don't like to see it. She gets really upset and sad. So she was crying and holding me. She was holding me and crying. And my dad's like, she's not a baby anymore, which I wasn't. But she's like, this is my child. This is my daughter. And they know, like, they've never seen me so, like, unstable like that, where you had to get security in and someone to give me a shot and all that stuff. I slammed the door. I slammed the room door, and like people were like probably wondering what the heck was going on in that room. But so I stayed there for I think over 7 days. And during my experience, every day you wake up and you're like you're in a circle, and you go. They ask you something like a question. I forget what questions they ask you, but like it's like a coping skill thing that they do. Like they ask you like, how are you this? Yeah, like yeah. They ask you, how are you this morning? And stuff like that. They want to know how your feelings, and you tell them your feelings, like, oh, I feel sad today because this, or I feel happy today because this, and this, you know. And we did like arts and crafts. We ate lunch there. We ate breakfast there, and we ate dinner there. We watched movies, but we usually would do like art therapy, meditation they had there. They have meditation, group therapy, art therapy, music therapy, which I love the music therapy because music calms me down to this day. Music calms me down, so I love music therapy. But yeah, I was there for 7 days. Then the next year in 2015, I did it again. And, well, wait, 2014, I forgot to tell you how many pills I took. I think around like 7, 8 too, like 7, 8. I didn't take that much, but when you do it the second time, they're keeping you. They're not discharging you. They're keeping you there for a week to 2 weeks, so the third time I did it was 2015. I got in a huge fight, and I mean fight, not argument, a fight with my boyfriend at the time. And I was very triggered by it because, you know, it was my first time getting in a fight with a guy I was in love with, and the first time that a guy hit me, and so we were both hitting each other. So I'm not putting this like on just him. We were both hitting each other, and that was my first time that guy has ever hit me, I said, and, you know, punched me and, you know, kicking me in my stomach and stuff like that. I wasn't used to that because I never got hit by a guy before, and it devastated me. Like I was really devastated. I even called the cops, and I was like telling the cops what happened, and they were like, well, do you want to press charges? And I'm like, I don't know. And I didn't press charges because I felt like it was both our fault, so I didn't press no charges. But that whole night, I had to call off work because I was so emotional. So that whole night, I was just really upset. So I took 15 meds and get interrupted. I took like 15 medications. So when I get interrupted, my whole mind goes somewhere else. So sorry about that, but I took like 15 meds, almost 15 pills, not 15 meds, 15 pills. And I was way upset about this fight. I was like, I don't want to live, blah blah blah. He don't love me, blah blah blah. We got in a fight and this and that. I did not want to live. That relationship was abusive from the get-go, but it wasn't physically abusive till that day. So it was emotionally and verbally abusive for a while. But no, actually, this is the second time that we got in a fight. Wow, this was the second time. I think this was like the biggest one, because the first time he just threw me on the ground. The second time it was a big fight. Like we were fist fighting each other. It was ridiculous. Like you just don't do that when you're in a relationship, or if you're in a relationship like that, just leave. Just get out of it, because it just gets worse. And, like, especially when it's verbal and emotional abuse, it could 99% of the time it's gonna turn physical. So as soon as you see those red flags, you get out. Get get out because it's not gonna get better. Anyway, I'm like all over the place with this story. So anyway, so I go to the hospital. I have bruises all over my arms, black and blue bruises over my arms. I couldn't move my legs because when we were fighting, he pinned me down so he can hit me, and my legs were like crossed, or crossed at the knees, not the knees, the ankles. It was crossed at the ankles, so I couldn't walk. I was like walking like this. So my whole body was hurt. My whole body, I felt like I got hit by a truck. So they had to take pictures there for to go on my records. And while I was there, I met some good people there that are actually on my Facebook still, but we just don't talk much anymore. But I met some good people there. They had all the therapies, like music, art, like I said in the other one. We had group therapy, which I like group therapy, and then we had where we see the doctor that was there, and they talk to us. They try to switch your meds around to see if you need med change, because you're obviously, when you do a suicide attempt, they look at it like your meds aren't working, because they look at it like if your meds were working, you wouldn't have to go to this point. So they try to switch your meds and stuff like that. So anyway, I was there for like 7 days, and I made a lot of friends there, but it wasn't because I can't say, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I had fun there, and it like woke me up. I'm like, what am I doing this and this and that? Like, I have people who like me who don't even know me, and they like me, and I have family and friends who care about me and love me. So what am I doing? Why am I doing this for? Why did I do this over a guy? Why? But it wasn't just him. It was like other problems too. But this was the straw that broke the camel's back. So after that, I was just like, I'm done. I don't want to be here no more. But so after that, I did it again. I did it 2016, and this is the time when my sister was pregnant. So this is really messed up, because I was about to have a nephew in this world, and I'm sitting here trying to take my life like oh my god, I don't know. Like I know, like it was my mental illness, and I know I have mental illness, and I know that people do things like this, and they do things like this not because they want to die, because they want the pain to go away. They want it to go away. They feel like, well, it's not going to go away unless I'm not here. So if I'm not here, I can't feel no pain. So that's why people do it. So I don't judge anybody who is suicidal that try to commit suicide or actually succeeded with it, because you don't know what in someone's mind. You don't know what they're going through. So I don't judge anybody, and I can't judge because I did the same thing. So 2016 came. My sister was pregnant with my nephew, and it was snowing. I remember this. We had like 1 foot of snow. I don't know where the snow came from, but we had like 1 foot of snow. And I'm sitting here trying to take my life in freaking winter storm. I took over 29 meds. This is the big one. This is the one where I took 29 medications. And I remember the ambulance coming in my room, taking me out. And I remember them putting me in the ambulance. And they're like, they're like, you need to stay awake. You're high, your blood pressure is high, and you took so many medications and all different kinds. They're like, you need to stay up. You're not going to sleep. And that kind of scared me. Sometimes, like, I was getting really tired, and I couldn't keep my eyes open. And I don't know if I was going to unconsciousness or what. I don't know what the heck was going on. But I know they kept waking me up, and they were like, you're staying up, and you're not going to sleep. You cannot go to sleep like this. And so I had to stay up. That was really scary for me because I was like, oh my god, what did I do? So and when they took me in the storm to this place, another mental institution place, and that one was tough for me because I was in so much pain when I was there because I had fibroids in my uterus, and I had no idea at the time that I had fibroids in my uterus. And I was bleeding everywhere at this place. And I'm like around a whole bunch of people. I'm like, come on, someone take me to the hospital because something is wrong. And the one doctor didn't want me to go to the hospital, so I started throwing papers everywhere. There was papers on the desk, like activities, like you know, you can color and stuff, and they had like coloring papers on the desk. I threw them all off the desk, and I started flipping out. I was like, I'm in pain. Someone take me to the doctor, take me to the hospital. Which, come to find out, months later, I had fibroids, and they're 3 cysts, and they were this big, and that's why I was in so much pain. That's why I was bleeding. I knew something was wrong, but they didn't want to listen to me. Anyway, so they did finally take me to the hospital and stuff. But they really couldn't do nothing but give me pain meds and told me to go to my family doctor. My OBGYN. So I went there, and then they found out that I had fibroids and 3 big cysts, and so I had surgery and all that. But I did that story already. I'll like link it up in the card so you can like hear the story. It's a crazy story. But anyway, I'm talking way too much in this video, way too much. But anyway, it's good because all my videos are short, so you know I should have a long video sometimes. But where was I? Yeah, so I went there in the storm and all that stuff, and people were scared of me after I threw the papers on the floor and stuff, because they were like, I didn't think that you'll do something like that. You seem so nice and this and that. And I was like, I am nice. I'm in pain. No one was listening to me, so I flipped out, and then they listened to me. So I had to do something, like, you know. But I was just, it was part of my mental illness too, like my anger and stuff. But over there, I did not get along with that doctor that was helping me, because they have different psychiatrists there with different people. Like they take a handful of people, then the other doctor takes a handful of people. So I had this doctor, and he was not understanding me at all. He was just like really arrogant, and I'm like, wow, how are you a doctor? I was like, you cannot be like this with patients like that. You cannot be ignorant like this. And I was very ignorant, and I was crying to one of the workers there. And I was like crying on her. And he comes in my room and says, you're staying here for another 7 days. Which that would have been, I was there for 14 days. So another 7 days would have been like over 20 days. 20 days to 21 days. And I have a nephew coming. So I was like, I started crying. I was like, I cannot stay here. I need to leave. I'm going to leave out of this place now. And so forth and so forth. So I didn't like how I was getting treated there by, first he didn't believe my pain. Then the doctor was just arrogant and ignorant till the end. Till when they found out I was not lying about my pain and stuff. And they switched my meds around like they always do every time you go there for suicide and stuff. They switch your meds around because you're like, your meds are not working. So they did that. I was there for 14 days. And I did all the art therapy. I did the music therapy. I did the meditation. We watched movies. And we watched like movies based on like mental illnesses and stuff. I actually, in group therapy, I went to a trauma therapy one. And you talk about like all your trauma and stuff. I don't think I want to talk about my trauma on here, because I already talked about it before. Well, I didn't talk about it. I just talked about getting help when you go through something like this. But I was abused sexually, so that was my story. I'll leave it up in the cards. I don't want to get into it because I don't want nobody to feel sorry for me or anything like that. But I don't want to get into that. But I was there for that too. So I had trauma therapy about trauma and stuff, and so, oh my god, so many people went through the same thing I did, and even at a younger age. And I was like, wow, you just don't know what somebody went through or are going through. It's crazy. It was crazy in there because some of the people were acting worse than how I was acting, and it was overwhelming. Like, it was overwhelming there. Like, this was the worst one that I went to. I was like a wake-up call for me. I was like, I'm not coming in one of these places ever again. I'm not doing this again. And so I was like, I gotta get out of here so I can see my sister give birth. And they're like, well, if you don't make your sister's birth, that's okay. You have a lifetime with your nephew. I'm like, no. I need to get out of here on the date that you guys said I'm getting out of here so I can be at my... Because I didn't know if I was going to make it or not to my sister's birth. So I was like, I need to get out of here. I was like, what did I get myself into? Why did I go to this place? Because I had a choice to go to the other place that I went to in 2015. But I didn't want to go to that place again because I was like, it was too much like recess. Like, everything was so fun. And I'm just like, well, shouldn't it be more serious? So I was like, send me to another place. Well, I should have never went to this place because this place was just a wake-up call. That's all I'm going to say. So my dad came and picked me up after 14 days. My goddad and my father came and got me. And my dad's like, we got news for you. So I'm thinking, oh no, I missed the birth. She gave birth already. My dad's like, no, she's getting induced tomorrow. I was like, oh my god, I was so excited. I was like, oh my god, I just can't believe that I made it. I'm gonna be at the birth. Like, I'm gonna see my nephew being born and his little self. So I was like so excited. And that's the last time I've ever tried to take my life. Because my nephew came and I'm like, okay, now I have a purpose. Now I have a purpose to not do something like that again. Like, I do still have depression and anxiety, and I do have it severe, but I haven't tried to take my life in, I would say, so last time was 2016, so 2016, 17, 18, 19, almost 4 years. So when my nephew came, I felt like I had a purpose. I felt like I need to watch him grow. I need to watch him grow up. I don't want him to just know about my nephew. I stopped doing. I felt like I had a purpose. My nephew came, and so I didn't do it anymore. I wanted to see him grow. I wanted to see